Alright, my name's Hunter Mulholland, and I've missed the past couple weeks, so I just want to get you guys caught up. So here's what I've missed in telling you guys. So, obviously, the Blues beat the Stars, and the Sharks beat the Predators, and the Penguins beat the Caps, and the Lightning moved on. And then after that, the Blues lost, and the Sharks ended up beating the Blues. And then the Penguins beat the Lightning, obviously. So, now that I'm kind of caught up, Penguins have a 2-0 lead on the Sharks. My pick is still the Western Conference going to win this year, because that team that the Sharks are is a way better team at home. They're going to take 3 games at home, and then that just means they have to take 1 in Pittsburgh. It's not going to be that hard. So as long as they get those 3 at home, which I believe they have the ability to do, they're going to definitely take. They're going to take all of the games in Pittsburgh if they have to take the last 2. And then, so that's my prediction. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. And then, now let's talk about the NBA playoffs for a little bit. So Curry and LeBron it's a rematch of last year, and it's just going to be a great series, I think. But there's a little bit of a problem. Now, there's something that I want to talk about because it involves my team. But here's the thing. My team's the Lakers. We aren't in the playoffs. So how would it be possible for my team, the Lakers, to have something to do in the finals? Here it is. So, because Curry moved on, Durant, as a member of the Thunder, has missed the finals for I don't know how many times, and whenever he made it, he lost to the Heat and LeBron. Well, you got to think about it this way. Westbrook's a free agent not now, but after the 2016-2017 season. Durant's a free agent right now. Durant could possibly go to Los Angeles. Here's why. Russell Westbrook is a South Cal boy, grew up in LA, played for Southern California, wants to play for the Lakers. Those 2 guys are on a team that wants to win but cannot seem to do it with the Spurs and the Warriors. And LeBron from the Eastern Conference when they do make it to the finals. If they go to Los Angeles, Los Angeles in a couple years is going to have just a stacked lineup. I know it doesn't seem like that right now, but here's what you have in a couple years. The Lakers have the 2 pick this draft. Remember this. So it's either Ben Simmons or Brandon Ingram going first, and that one of those guys is going second. Now this is what I want to talk about right here. The lineup for the Lakers if they do happen to pull off getting Durant and Westbrook. You have D'Angelo Russell and Westbrook at the point. You have Jordan Clarkson at the shooting guard, which D'Angelo could play. And then you have at the small, you have Kevin Durant and a backup in Ben Simmons or Brandon Ingram. And then you have guys like Lou Williams, because they're probably going to re-sign him. Then you have Julius Randle, who is a Shaq-type player to me. I can see Shaq in him. I see the physical toughness that he has. He is just a good He's a good big man. And now, I know that it's all about the little guys now, considering that you got Steph Curry and Russell Westbrook, Klay Thompson. The little guys are taking over the league, but that's not who should be taking over the league. The big men, like the old days when it was Shaq and Kobe, the dynamic duo, the dominant force that nobody can control, and that's why they three-peat. Once the Lakers get back to that, once they find their next Kobe and find their next Shaq, which I believe they might have already done, in Russell Clarkson as their Kobe, and Julius Randle is their Shaq. And then you have Roy Hibbert at the center. That is just a dominant force. I think that in a couple years will be back in playoff contention. They have a chance at the 3 seed. But it has to go. Westbrook and Durant have to talk over this offseason to where they decide, hey, I'm going to go to Los Angeles, but I'm going to only go in if you go. That's what they need. Westbrook's most likely going to go to Los Angeles. Only because South Cal born, went to USC, wants to play for the Lakers. If they go to South Cali, if they go to Los Angeles, the Lakers, there's a little tiny possibility that when Love is a free agent, he goes there too. Now that is an impossible force to stop with that lineup. So that's what I have on that. Now we're going to move on to the NFL. It's another Los Angeles type thing. That's kind of what the theme is today, even though I'm not a Rams fan at all. I'm a Dolphins fan. You guys should know that by now. But here's the thing. Since the Rams drafted Jared Goff, their quarterback that started last year, Nick Foles, hasn't shown up to any other offseason stuff since they drafted Goff. So pretty much almost all of May and part of April. Nick Foles, get over yourself. You are not you are a quarterback for a Los Angeles Rams team that isn't that great considering they cut Laurinaitis. They cut Long, and I can't remember if they cut Quinn or not. They just got rid of their defense. You're on a team that is nowhere near being a postseason contender. So if you really want them to be good, you better fight Goff out. I think Goff's still going to get the spot, but I'm saying, if you want to start, even if it's on the Los Angeles Rams team that has no defense whatsoever, take it. Go ahead, try and get that start, fight it out. Don't just let Goff take your spot. I understand that Keenum took your spot because you were trash last year. I know that. But you got to understand, everybody has a bad year. If you can beat out Goff, then you're fine. But I just don't think that you can do it if you don't start showing up. Alright, now it's on to baseball. So, the last stuff I want to talk about. So, baseball. So, the All-Star lineups came out today. Came out this past week. And I'm going to pull it up on my phone because I don't exactly remember what it is. So, I know that Salvador Perez is the catcher for the American League. Leads the whole MLB in votes. And here we go. Wait, no, that's mock draft. I'm looking for it. I don't see it just yet. But still, you have guys like where's the NL at least? Here's the NL. So what you have is in the NL, the catcher is Yadier Molina ahead of Posey, and then Montero is behind Posey, but Yadi and Posey are the leading vote getters there. Rizzo leads first base by quite a bit because Belt only has 2,000 votes, about 2,000 votes, and Rizzo has like 800,000. Belt has like 200,000. There we go. Zobrist has 700,000. Murphy has 400,000. Then it's Neil Walker with 200,000. And then you have the Cubs. The Cubs lead everywhere in the infield. Bryant leads. Arenado's close behind him, and then it's David Wright, who doesn't even have 200,000. Addison Russell and Trevor Story are fighting it out there. Then the outfield, it's Harper, Fowler, and Cespedes. And then Hayward's in fourth. So that's the outfield there. I think that the Cubs, I'll get into the the good, the bad, and the ugly later. I do one for each league starting this week, so you'll see it in a bit. But the American League, it's Salvador Perez leads the catcher and is the leading vote getter because he's the only one that has at least 1 million votes. So that is Salvi. So Salvi leads there. Haas leads at first. Second base, I want to say, is Altuve. Altuve is the second base. And then after that, it's third base is led by I can't think of that one. I can't think of the third baseman. Shortstop, I think, is not. It's not Escobar. I'm gonna see if I can find it though. But yeah, and then the outfield you have Kane, Trout, and I don't know. Actually, I can't think of the other one either. So it's all of that. But that's I kind of know it. I just recently found I got the update a couple days ago, but the story is too late there. And I'm running over about 11 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, so the ugly for the NL is Giancarlo Stanton. Actually, no, it's the Braves. It's the Braves. The Braves are just an ugly team. They are just over double digits. They're not a good team. I don't see them doing well in the next couple of years. This year is just a bad year. They made some, at the time, thought of as good offseason moves by trading Shelby Miller for Inciarte. But that didn't work out as well. And of course, 2 years ago, they traded Hayward and Walden for some minor leaguers. But then they got Dansby Swanson in that Shelby Miller trade with Inciarte. So that's actually pretty good because Swanson is an Atlanta born guy, and that stadium is going to be the new stadium next year is going to be in the same county as Swanson was born in, and Swanson's probably going to be up there starting. They lost Simmons to the Angels. It's just an ugly time for the Braves right now. And then the bad, Giancarlo Stanton. He has 61 strikeouts as of a couple days ago. He is just not that great of a ball player right now. I don't know what's going on. He's been a dominant force in hitting home runs, but he just is not showing up this year. I don't have any clue what's happening. I think that it might just be something wrong. I don't know what's going on with Stanton. He's not even leading in the outfield I don't even think he's on the leaderboard hell. Stanton is just not on fire anymore. He's lost his grip. And finally, it's the good for the NL. And I hate to say this, but it's the Chicago Cubs. As much as I don't want to see them. As much as I want to see the Cardinals just completely wreck them. It's just not looking that great. They just have been hitting really well. They're playing really good defense. Their pitching is unstoppable. But I think the only team that actually has a shot, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Cardinal fan, it's because they have shown, the St. Louis Cardinals have shown that they are a constant thorn in Jake Arrieta's side, and he knows it. They put up 8 runs up against him the last time they faced him. It was just a madness game. They still ended up losing. They almost came back and won. But it was just madness. The way Arrieta has been pitching is just amazing. And Arrieta recently got his first loss of the year, and first since I think September of last year. I think September or August of last year. So, all right, American League time. The ugly. It is the Chicago White Sox. It is not looking good for them. They are just not that great. That was a couple days ago. They were 2-8 in their last 10. They had a losing streak of 7. Let's actually check what that is now. It is They are 3-7 of their last 10, but they have a winning streak of 2. So they have recently started to put up a fight again. But they went from first to third like that. The Royals swept them. The Cleveland Indians have played well. The Indians and the Royals have just kind of taken over, and that's just it for the White Sox. I mean, it's just that they had a great start. I knew they weren't going to hold it up. I knew that. I knew that the Royals would eventually take over, and it's going to be the Royals there again. I still stand by that. They're still the best team. Not on paper, but playing baseball-wise, small ball, they're the best team in the American League. I know it might seem as though the Red Sox on paper look like the greatest team. The Blue Jays on paper look like a good team. The Blue Jays aren't playing that well. The Royals have started to pick it up again. So I mean, they're just gonna have to find something for the White Sox to do in October besides play baseball. So that's the ugly. Let's move on to the bad. The bad, Dallas Keuchel. Dallas Keuchel, not that great of a start this year. Let's take a look at his stats. His stats are... I mean, Dallas Keuchel, you would think that the Astros, after a great year last year, that they would come out on fire. They are not. Keuchel leads in strikeouts with 64 for that team, but his ERA is up at 5.50, and he is 3-7 this year, and he's only pitched 75 and a third innings. So, yeah, and his WHIP's 1.45. He's just not that great right now. I don't know what's going on. He obviously could be better. I have no clue what is happening to Keuchel. If Keuchel continues this, he will not be the Cy Young back-to-back years. This Cy Young struggle, but the NL has just been lighting it up. He's been lights out this year, and I just don't know what's going on with Keuchel. Arrieta's been lights out, as I said. All right, let's move on to the good. This time, I already kind of spoke about them, but I wanted to get into them now. Kansas City Royals are the good. They're picking pace up. They're back to where they were towards the end of last year. They're starting to get back on track to where they're going to be repeat, not World Series champions. I still think that it's going to be Giants Royals, but at least a repeat American League championship, a 3-time in a row, 3-time defending. So I think that, and I still stand by that the Royals are going to win that World Series, because the Giants, I just don't see them winning it. Even though it is an even year, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments from Giants fans, mainly because it's an even year. Oh yeah, Giants are going to win it. No, shut the hell up. You don't know anything. You lost Sandoval. Sandoval, I know he's trash right now, but that was one of your big pieces in 2014 and 2012 and 2010. You can say that they're an even year. This guy right here, Buster Posey, he is not going to do that well. He's not going to... Actually, he's going to do really well. I'm just saying, he's not going to do well enough to just lead them to another World Series. So, I still think that the Kansas City Royals, they're playing really well. They're playing ball. They're coming back if they have to. They've been really good, and that is it for this time. Now, it's on to the bobblehead of the week, past couple weeks actually, because I've had this one in mind. He's actually started pitching really well. His ERA is he's chipping away at it. Joakim Soria got this at a giveaway game. I think it was the last year before Soria left Kansas City. When he signed away. And I still think that he's a very good ball player. He's a very good pitcher, and you still have that three-headed monster in that bullpen with Herrera, Davis, and now you add Soria and Holland and Hochevar. That is just a hydra back there in that bullpen once Holland's back. So, I mean, it's just going to be dominant. I think come October when Holland. I think Holland's supposed to be back by mid-May. Oh, no, not mid-May. This is June. I meant to say mid-season. I think he's supposed to be back mid-season or sometime towards the end of the year, but he's supposed to be back before playoffs. He had surgery, I think, at the beginning of he had surgery in the middle of last year. So I mean, he got the four guys in the bullpen: Hochevar, Herrera, Davis, who is probably, in my opinion, the best closer in the MLB right now. Rosenthal's up there, Kimbrel's up there. I'm sticking by it. Kimbrel's not going to be as dominant with the Red Sox, because the Red Sox, I just don't see him doing that great, even though they are kind of leading the East, I think. I think they're leading the East. Whatever, I'll check it later. Alright, anyway, that's what I got. Tell me what you want me to talk about in the comments below. We're going to try and do a bunch of stuff later. Sorry for the long episode. I told you, I missed a couple weeks, so I kind of had to get you guys caught up. So, follow me on Twitter, Mulholland B-Ball, because when I started this, I was going to talk about baseball a lot. So it's Mulholland B-Ball. I'll leave it in the description below. I'll leave a link. And so that is it. That is done for today. I will not be here next week. Chris and Justice will be taking over my spot. I know this is not going up on a Tuesday, but it's because I missed the couple past weeks. So that is why. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to say. I normally try to reply as soon as I can. But I will see you guys next time. And by the way, I'm going to Dallas. You guys are going to get to see me talk about sports in AT&T Stadium. Until next time, next week. See you guys.